In this video we're just going to talk about the histogram feature on the Panasonic GH6. So this is by no means a new feature, but it is a very useful one, so it's worth knowing sort of how to access it and how to use it. So we're just going to go through it in its kind of simplest form. So if we jump into the menu, if you need to access it, what we can do is go to the cog and then the fourth one down, which is the kind of camera, the first camera out of the two, and then you can see it here, histogram, so we can come in and switch it on, and then you can see it there just in that display mode, and it just sort of sits in the middle. If you click on it, it will actually give you the option to hold down, move it, because obviously you don't want to sit in the middle of your frame, so you could sort of put it up in the corner or something like that. What I'd probably advise doing is getting it into a quick menu, which we've done in a different video, so I won't do that in this, or a physical button, which you could also do. I've set it up just on the return button just for this video, so we can toggle it on and off quickly. But it's really useful because what it can do is essentially help you as like a quick guide with your exposure. So in the sort of simplest form of it, the kind of dark side is this side on the left, and the light side is this side on the right. So if I was to say hold a black book over the top of the camera, that's sort of like a mid-grey, so you can see it kind of sits in the middle, and I bring it closer and closer and it sees that as a darker and darker black, and then you can see it's all gone off to the left side, so it's just really seeing a black frame. And then when we take it away, it's spread back over. And the same again with if I just take this white envelope, put it in front, you can see straight away with the white it's reacted a lot quicker to that, and it's just gone right over to the right. There's nothing spread across the frame. A more realistic frame is that it's going to be fairly evenly spread across. And what you'd see is when occasionally it would go white. So you can see in this we're a bit overexposed, so we're more sort of to the right than we are the middle. So if we take down the ISO a little bit, you can see we're a little bit better there. Maybe we'll just stop it up one. The ISO is very high here. I haven't got the lights on, so it's yeah, it's never going to be perfect. If I was to say move my hand into the shot, I think we're not too far off there. If we maybe we'll jump down into 1250, you can see there about 1250 on our ISO is right there, and you can see that's right because the histogram now's gone white. So when it goes white, that's essentially telling us that we don't have any highlights clipping really badly, and we don't have any sort of shadows that are just too kind of deep. So we're sat quite nicely in the middle. We've got like a good exposure going on there. You know, as you can see, as it's sort of moving around, it is going to change. So it's not something you want to be changing all the time, but you know, just try and get it as good as you can for your scene, and then if it's a locked off shot, you'll be able to you know, it should pretty much stay the same. It's I'm like I say, I haven't got any lights on, and obviously the light outside's changing all the time, so that is going to affect your exposure. But if you're in an ideal situation where, you know, you're just working under a set of lights, then you'll actually find that once you've set it, if the camera's not moving and the light's staying the same, it's going to, you know, pretty much be a good exposure throughout. If you are out and about and it's changing a lot, say you've gone from a very dark room to a light room, you're going to be able to see on the camera that, you know, you've overexposed or you know, what's going on, but you can quickly just sort of pop your histogram up, and then you could sort of just jump in, and whether it's set in aperture or ISO, you know, you can quickly just sort of get it roughly back to where it needs to be. And you can always tweak things in post as well, but it's just a nice way to sort of see that you're doing a pretty good job setting that exposure. So hopefully that's been useful, and if it has, give the video a like. If you want to find out more about the GH6, then please subscribe to the channel.